Vic, what time is it?
It's Fun Friday for Brooke. That means she's getting off work early and time to send it offshore.
That is true, but it's wahoo time. Please be a wahoo. Please be a wahoo. So it's like 2 to 4 out here today, and everyone's been catching a lot of wahoos, so that's what we're going for today. That's the mission. We're on a wahoo mission. We only have a couple hours, but hopefully we can get it done. You feeling lucky, Vic?
I'm feeling lucky.
He's feeling lucky. So we're gonna get our lines out now and let's start fishing. Well, we have something on. We don't know what it is yet though. When I say this was a far bait, this was a far bait. All that excitement for a Barracuda. Holy Hannah, look at all the things on his face. You see that?
What?
Look at all those things on his face.
All the parasites?
Look at that, they're all over his face. That's crazy. Well, he was hooked good. All right, bye, dude. Oh!
Babe, you reel it. I'll drive. You get it. Come on, yeah, you get it.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh. We need to go light, low gear for this bad boy.
Definitely on, and it should be a wahoo. People are crushing them today, and we just had the biggest run we've had on the planer in a long time. A bait way back, and Brooke's reeling it in now.
I sure hope it's a wahoo.
That was a really good run.
We're due for one. There's my planer up on top. I see my fish back there. Oh yeah, baby, that thing's a wahoo. Yeah, baby! Woo! Okay.
You gonna hand line?
It's bigger than anything I've ever hand lined before. You want a hand line and I'll gap it? I kind of want to gap it.
Got bad news.
What?
Well, it's not bad news, it's a blackfin.
It's a blackfin!
There you go.
May not be having wahoo sushi, but we're having tuna sushi. Look
That's
at that
right.
thing.
Hold that beauty up.
Not the wahoo we were expecting, but that's a nice tuna. Look at him. That is gonna make some nice sushi. I said I was gonna be the happiest person in the world if I caught a wahoo, but this still makes me happy.
Oh, it is a little king.
Little king? Keeper. Isn't it?
Keeper, yep. Started to reel that planer in because it was slack, and I'm pretty sure as I was reeling it in is when that king ate. I mean, it didn't look like it was on. I was reeling in and I felt a little thump and little king.
So how about all that hype hoping this tuna was gonna be a wahoo? We wanted it to be a wahoo so bad that we were just like, it's a wahoo, it's a wahoo. And then it got to the boat and Victor was like, uh-oh, Brooke, because he thought it was a bonita. And he was like, oh no, it's a tuna.
Nothing wrong with tuna. I mean, we had sushi on our minds. Brooke really wanted to make some sushi and sashimi from wahoo, but tuna is just as good.
So I'm gonna flay this guy up now and then I'm gonna make some sushi with it tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna start with making an incision by the head. So tunas are easier to fillet when they're in separate loins. So I'm gonna cut it down the middle so that I have 2 separate pieces to fillet. And so the bloodline is down the center here. So I'm just gonna cut down to his spine and just go down that bloodline all the way to the tail. Because they have these fins that go down like this part of the tuna is always really hard to fillet because this top fin goes all the way down in there. So you gotta get around that part. Okay.
Beautiful.
There is my first loin. I accidentally up here at that top fin part went a little bit on the other side of the fillet, but the rest of it's pretty good. All the way down to the bone, got all the meat off of that. Now I'm just following the backbone down the fish. And there's my second loin. There we go.
Beautiful.
Now for the other side. So you want to feel where his head is. Go up. Get all that head meat. I am by no means a professional fish filleter, but you know, practice makes perfect. And always remember to pop the eyes before you throw your fish into the water, because if you don't, they float. They have a very thick bloodline, and they have bones that go down the entire loin of the fish. So removing those bones and that bloodline. And now I'm gonna skin it. The last fish I filleted with this knife was a mackerel, and they have super thin skin, and it was pretty hard to skin. But these guys have nice thick skin, and that filleted so nice with this knife. I can taste the sushi already. How about you, babe?
Oh yeah. And then making it yourself, you can't put a price tag on that. It's so much better than going out and getting it.
Ta-da!
Very nice.
So that tuna wasn't even that big, but we got a ton of meat off of it, and this is going to make a bunch of sushi rolls. So stay tuned, guys, because it's going to be an awesome dinner. The day after we went fishing for wahoo, we went the next day and tried fishing for wahoo again. We fished all day and didn't catch one, and so then we dropped on the wreck, and Victor caught this giant
African Pompano, baby.
Giant African Pompano. And so he's going to do a couple videos catching cooks with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm actually gonna cook some of it up tonight too. So not just tuna, we're gonna have tuna, kingfish, and some pompano. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. So tonight I have some friends coming over, and we're gonna make some sushi, some seared fish, and some fried fish. So let's get to cooking. So I'm gonna start with the thing that's gonna take the longest, which is my sushi rice. This takes about 20 minutes, and then you have to let it cool down before you actually touch it with your hands. So you wanna get your rice starting first. I'm gonna rinse it with cold water. So you see how it's really milky? I'm gonna keep rinsing it out until the water drains out nice and clear before I start boiling it. And this is just simple sushi rice. The fun thing about sushi is you can make it however you want. You can add whatever ingredients you like. I like doing cucumber, avocado. Some people like using carrots. I use a little bit of scallion, but if you don't like those, you can pick and choose whatever you want to do. Now, what I'm gonna do is, for my cucumber, before I slice it, I'm going to line it up on the seaweed to see how big my cucumber strips have to be, and that's how big I'm gonna cut it. So it has to be this length, so I'm gonna cut my cucumber so it's perfectly the length of my seaweed. If you prefer not peeling your cucumber, you don't have to peel it. I like to peel it. This is the Bubba Blade chef's knife that they sent me. It's my first time using it, and it's cutting like butter. It is so sharp. So I want long, thin strips of my cucumber. So same thing with my scallions. I'm gonna line them up on the seaweed so that they're the perfect length. So now my cucumbers and scallions are the perfect length to fit in the seaweed rolls. A popular sushi roll is a spicy tuna roll. So to make the spicy part, it's usually spicy mayo. So all you use is mayonnaise and some sriracha. Very simple to do. And you can make it hotter if you want by adding more sriracha, and you can make it less hot by just adding more mayonnaise. It's normally a nice orange color. So there's that nice orange color. Oops, I just poured it out. Another ingredient that some people like in their sushi is cream cheese. If you don't like cream cheese, don't use it. But if you like cream cheese, it gives it a nice flavor. So we're gonna slice up some cream cheese here. Next thing I'm doing is I'm gonna fine tune my tuna, get rid of if there's any more bloodline left, if there's any skin left or any bones. Gotta just make sure it's perfect for the sushi rolls. And I'm just gonna thinly slice it the way I want for my rolls. And then a good thing about making sushi on your own is you can put as much meat in it as you want. When you go to restaurants, sometimes they skimp you a little bit on your rolls, but when you make it at home, you can put as much tuna in it as you want. So I've made sushi a few times. The first time, let me tell you, it didn't turn out very good. It was kind of hard. But I've learned a few tricks, and one of those is to use like saran wrap, cling wrap on top of your bamboo rolling pad, and it makes it, when you cut the sushi, a lot easier. There's my saran wrap, my seaweed sheet, shiny side down. So I'm going to put the rice onto this side. Another trick I've learned is you want to keep your fingers wet the whole time. This is something you got to get in there and make it with your hands. So you want to keep your fingers wet as you're pushing out the rice, because if your fingers aren't wet, the rice is going to stick to your fingers and not to the seaweed. So you're just going to spread the rice out, try to make it even so that your rolls turn out even. All right, so I have my rice all spread out onto my seaweed. I'm going to take a nice piece of tuna and lay it on there. It's okay if it's too long because we're going to cut off the ends anyways. I'm going to put a slice of cucumber, a scallion in there. So you're gonna use your bamboo to roll. The important thing is to compact it really, really tight so that sticky rice keeps it together, because if you don't do it tight, then it's gonna fall apart. So roll a little more, push it down. Make sure you smush it really good, nice and tight. And voila, there is our sushi roll. A key thing to this is you want a very, very sharp knife. And you're gonna just cut through the saran wrap and then remove the saran wrap later. So I'm gonna get rid of this end here. So the saran wrap helps keep it together as you're cutting it, and it makes it a lot easier. And then you're just gonna take the saran wrap off. And let's look. Ta-da! There's our first sushi roll. Now I'm gonna sprinkle some sesame seeds onto the rice of this one. And I'm going to flip it over so the rice is down on the saran wrap. And this is called inside out. So then you just fill it up just like you normally do. So same thing, you're just gonna smash it really good. Make sure it's nice and compact. That's the inside of the inside out roll. Some avocado in this one. This one I'm gonna put some cream cheese in. So we're gonna fry up the African Pompano and the Kingfish. It's breaded with Italian seasonings, and we're gonna put these guys in the oil. It's nice and hot.
What it was, but it can't be more than one molten. Well, figure out the tips.
So this is tuna just with sesame seeds, and then we have sesame oil in the pan that's really hot. And we're just gonna cook these for a little bit and sear the outsides. I'm gonna sear so there's a little bit of white on the outsides of every side, and then it's gonna be raw in the middle.
Time you can like put in
That it was for that. All right, Meg, so what did you think?
I think we just had a really good sushi dinner. Caught it, not bought it, and it goes to show that you guys can make an epic dinner yourselves. Caught the blackfin tuna. Brooke did an amazing job in the kitchen. We had fried fish, seared fish. We got the rolls. We had everything going down, and I had a good time.
Jed?
I don't care where you go. That's fresher than any sushi house you'll ever go to. So it was amazing.
Dad?
Everything was good. How do you follow Victor? He covers everything. Then there's nothing left to say. It was good.
Group.
Everything
Well
was
done.
amazing. Yay, thanks,
Thanks,
Brooke.
Brooke. Catch and cook with Brooke. The snack.
Brooke Crest Outdoors.
Well, I'd say that was a pretty successful dinner. We had seared tuna. I made the sushi. We had fried fish. It was really good, wasn't it?
It was, and we had a ton of sauces to go with it too.
Oh yeah, we had a ton of sauces. I think everyone really enjoyed.
All prepared by your Brooke Crest Outdoors.
Victor helped me a lot though, so thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a really time-consuming meal, but it really is worth it. And just coming together at the dinner table with all those people, it's a good time.
So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and also subscribe to Victor, and I'll see you in the next video.
There's this pesky little bird that's always at every fillet table, and this guy, he loves our fillet table. He'll eat everything. He'll sit here and eat tuna for hours.